I don't know that it was any one thing in particular that really set me off to rebel. It was this overwhelming sense that I'm getting behind in my young women's studies. I'm barely keeping up. This is a lot. It's a lot of reading. I don't want to read the Book of Mormon. It was more this resistance, like, this is a lot of work. And then when it came to young women's stuff, I'm like, well, I'll just do the easy ones, because there was a checklist and you didn't have to do all the checklists. You just had to do 3 of this one and maybe 5 of this one. And so I chose the easiest ones to just barely get through it. But that definitely weighed on my conscience. Like, I know that God knows that I'm choosing the lesser ones, and I'm not measuring up in that way. But all of that, I feel like, was a part of me just deciding, like, I'm going to worry about this later.
Once again, Janae put those worries on her shelf. And she assumed that when she started seminary, her doubts and desire to rebel would go away. But instead, they were rejuvenated.
One of the things that a lot of the teachers kept telling me was, before you get to be an adult, Jesus is going to return. And we're in the last days, and we're in the latter days, and you need to make sure that you're doing all that you can to make sure that you've got all of your young women's done, and you've been praying, and you've been studying the scriptures. And I felt very angry about that. I was like, that doesn't feel fair. I don't want God to return that quick. I haven't experienced life yet. And so I lived 2 lives, right? I didn't rebel to my parents, but at school I rebelled. It was silly little things at first, but once I started to explore those things, like coffee, and then I tried alcohol, and I tried drugs, I tried cigarettes, and I always thought, well, it's just a little bit of like marijuana, or it's just a prescription pill. I had no fear of the immediate, other than God might be here before I'm an adult. But there was always that fear in the back of my mind too, like, I can't go too far because God's going to judge me for this. And at some point, I'm going to have to turn my life around. Once I started doing things I wasn't supposed to, it just got really easy. And my heart, I knew my heart was getting harder.